much time do we have?
We have 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Why does it feel like it becomes more of a scramble?
Because it does.
We just introduced one mic to this and it just turns into a thing.
What are we talking about tonight?
Don't ask questions like others.
What do I need to know about this Charter Maduro? It's from Esteli, Nicaragua. Nailed it.
Got it. Okay, 145.
302. But I can stop it though, can I?
Yeah, but it's gonna double. It'll double close. So once these roll in, then we can just let us know when we're live on that side. Can you see us in?
Yeah.
What's that audio sound right now? And what's that audio sound like?
Good idea.
Okay. Well,
Chesley's in, Adams is in, Rob Reel is in. What's up, guys?
we got a minute left, and I gotta take a piss. Do it. Hang on, we got a minute. I gotta take a piss. Watch out.
Why does it feel like we're scrambling? Because we are.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be the same if we didn't.
That's right. If I had known this was happening, I would have brought more smoke wagons so you could taste the dirty socks again, like last time I did this.
So now.
No, that wasn't the smoke.
No. I went to Vegas and that's all I drank.
Oh, it was the Willet Rye. You
Did
didn't
I say
like the
that?
rye. Brandon said dirty socks. And you were like,
Yeah,
that's all I
think
can taste.
probably.
Well, when someone says that, it always fucks with your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
I would have brought some rye for you so you can taste dirty socks like last time I did this.
Oh yeah. Out on the rise. Okay,
Actually,
ready,
I-
boys? 7 seconds.
what's up?
3, 2. What's happening?
What's
Just
up?
like that.
Just like that.
Come on, Adrian.
I know.
Nailed it.
Hang on. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom,
What's
boom.
up?
Just like that.
Yo.
Cheers to you and me and everybody else that's watching.
Cheers.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Cheers to you. Thanks for hanging with us.
Cheers.
Hit that audio real quick because I turned it down to make sure that we're not peaking. We're bringing in a little bit of extra tech this week, so there's a little.
Which one's ball?
No, you went on your phone.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay.
Okay.
No, turn it up.
Nice start.
Oh, is that why there's an echo?
Yeah. Okay. Is it? Are people hearing an echo right now? What's up, Brad McGraw? What's happening, everybody? Rob Reel. There's an echo on the sound. Is the echo still echoing? Tell us, please, and we will make adjustments. Meaning, we're just going to nuke the second mic and then just go back to a regular setup. So let us know. What's up, Rats? What's up,
If
Noah?
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, it could always get better.
True.
And sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better. And this is what's happening. So this is what it looks like when we're not ready. But although this is Saturday.
No.
Holy shit.
This is Tuesday Cigar Talk Live. And this is when we get together and we have a cigar with you, you beautiful people, and you beautiful person.
Yes.
We're coming at you live. And if you are in, like, comment, share, and we got a little bit of sneak peek as to what we're doing today. So this week, today we crossed 1,000 members on Cigar Newbies. Congrats to all of you. Badass. That is, double echo. All right, here. All right, we're just making adjustments now. Here, let's do this. Bring that thing over here.
Okay.
We're nuking this one. Bastards. Okay, cool. How's that sound? Give us a little thumbs up. No?
I'll give you a thumbs up. You're doing a great job, Brandon.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
I was going for that. Yeah. All right, let's smoke something, shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 200 stars sent. Sounds great. Okay, we're back at it. We'll get this figured out this week and then probably do it right for you next week. But sitting it. So cheers to all of you who are watching. Sending nothing but love all the way on your side of the lens. And this week, good week. We got some stuff happening. that might accelerate plans moving forward.
Yeah.
Who knows? Things could start happening to us now.
It's happening now.
It is literally happening right now. Pops, this is happening right now.
Yes.
You're lighting up what?
I am lighting up a principal banquier.
Do you know what that translates to in English?
Feral pig.
That means winner. You're a winner, Dave.
You're a winner, Chet.
Chet.
I've never met a guy named Chet, but if I did, he'd be winning.
Chet, you betcha.
Okay, the cold draw on this already.
Oh, what are you smoking right now, Adrian?
I'm not sure the name of it. This is by
Right,
German engineer
Yep.
that Brandon and his brothers brought back from the TPE in Vegas last week. I think maybe now a couple weeks now, but I haven't lit it yet. But the cold draw on it,
It's good.
it's delicious. Yeah,
It is.
That cigar has no name.
Yummy.
The name is
You're right.
No Name. And it is one of the 2, maybe 3 lines that we have access to as we bring that line in. I just put together the production plan today for that shoot. It's gonna be exciting. There's
So,
gonna be
what's it called?
Porsches. So that's called the No Name.
I'm gonna call it the No Mames.
The No Names! I like it. Yes, Brad.
So let's say hi to Frank the Tank, Rob for real, Larry Adams, of course, Julie Adams, Evan Hurst is in. Happy birthday, belated birthday. His birthday was yesterday or the day before. Brad is in. Marty Upton is in. Frank the Tank, Sean Rapp, Sam is in. Man, I think the entire internet
Actually, we got good traction right
is
now.
in tonight.
We're
And we
kind of-
have a special guest with us tonight. We have Noah Kirby.
What's up?
Noah,
7 minutes and 29 seconds is how long it took to say this is our special guest for the evening.
Does that count
Everyone
the
knows
world?
what's special.
Does that count the 2?
Yeah,
Okay, so 5 minutes in. But so here we are, Cigar Talk Live. It's Tuesday night. It's our normal get together where you guys get to eavesdrop in on what we would be talking about in the Cigar Lounge. Although this show started as Cigar 101
Yep.
and was streamed pretty much exclusively through our Cigar Newbies group. If you're not a member of Cigar Newbies, go in, answer all the questions, and see if you can get in. We'll probably let you in.
Let's be real. These guys who are watching are all on Newbies. But here, because they come on this show every week, and our viewers, I'd like to see if we can get to 30. I've got an idea, right?
Okay.
So start tagging up your friends. If we can get to 30.
Something big is happening.
This is the coolest thing ever.
We're giving this.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow, man.
Now, what's cool with this is when you put it, smoke on it. It's a little ashtray, the little Nelson I call it, and it actually smokes. And then if you're in a environment that doesn't have any air movement, it actually throws rings when you tap its
Yes, it is
I didn't know
awesome.
Yeah. If you tap it on its back, it will actually throw rings if you're not in an area with air.
But it's just the
What
coolest
if
thing
you,
ever.
what if you
like just a little
tap on
A
the
little
ass?
tap.
little tap on the ass.
Tap on the ass and blow
I think
circles.
that's
That's
Still
nice.
smoking.
it's still smoking. It's cool as shit.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
go ahead, tag people in, and then comment done when you start sharing and tagging people in, and we're gonna give this away to somebody that we like.
Yep. So tonight's show is going to be a little bit different in that when you join Cigar Newbies, Cigar Newbies was a site that was created by Brandon and I as shop owners. We're going to call ourselves professionals because we get paid in this industry. But we're members of a lot of different groups. In fact, I've shared this out to a lot of different groups that I personally belong to, and I frankly just got sick of seeing guys ask a newbie question, and they would start out with, "I'm a newbie," and then ask a question, and then proceed to get ridiculed for asking the question. And God save the world if somebody takes a picture of a Cuban and asks if it's real or fake. I mean, it's all hell breaks loose, but it is. We really wanted to create something where people can ask any question, no matter what, and have it in a safe environment. Now, part of the entry into Cigar Newbies is you have to answer a series of questions. And one of the questions is, what do you want to learn about cigars? I would say over 90% of the people have been smoking cigars less than 6 months, and they're eager. They really want to learn. And we're here to answer those questions. as questions come in live tonight, we'll go ahead and answer those.
And first things first, Brad McGaw is winning so far in winning this because he tagged in Chuck Norris. If Chuck Norris chimes in, Chuck, you watching? Give us a thumbs up. And if so, we're going to send you something cigar related, and we're sending something to Brad. Actually, it means he's just going to pick it up.
Yes.
Brad's winning because I don't. Brad and Frank are also winning because I don't have to pay for shipping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
They're like in the lead by default.
But Evan Hurst is.
But what's cool is a lot of the questions that came in, we went back and pulled up those the original questionnaires, and we're going to try to address some of those questions tonight that came up. And what's fun is we have Noah. Noah was here working with us at Industrial Cigars when we opened.
Before you opened.
Before we opened, you were here for hard hat tours and all the other fun stuff.
Fun.
And now you've gone on to Greener Pastures, which is lugging people's luggage out of airplanes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you're doing it while
We don't do it when the plane is still moving. I wish we could.
That's
That would
Spirit
be
Airlines.
fun.
Spirit just throws the shit out.
Well, they just don't. They don't close the door.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. They just throw it in and hope that it stays in the plane.
After they go through the bags, you go, well, you know what? I really need a pair of shoes this time. So if you work for Spirit, you understand. So
And you're probably wearing cool shoes.
yeah, so we're gonna. There was a lot of things that came up, and if you have questions, if you have newbie questions, and you have a desire for experience, you can get it. Now, one of the things that Brandon is here showing off is a package of basically essential oils that represent different notes that you would pick up in a cigar, in a various cigar. So this is actually purchased from London, from a group that educates sommeliers, and then they have a separate package that will allow you to get the notes that are in cigars, so you can work on those various notes. A lot of it is because you taste cigars by smell, and so much, and we'll talk about retrohaling and some of the other stuff tonight, I'm sure. But this particular kit, we can actually smell some of these various things and kind of guess what these particular notes are. But
What do you think that is?
This is floral.
Floral, huh?
I just got a big whiff of my cigar, so right now it smells like cigar.
Yeah, and so the question, and in here it's completely different, but the question is, how do you expand your palate? How do you start getting into flavor notes? And how you do that is you start finding some of these different tasting notes.
Probably not, but
What do you think it is?
it smelled floral from here, but once I did this, I picked up a spearmint.
I picked up mint also.
Mint?
Yeah, definitely.
And you'd be surprised how many things you think you know. So now the problem is that you just put that on your finger, jackwagon, everything is gonna smell like that from here on out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the oils from your skin, and I know it changes it.
I definitely get mint now.
You get mint?
But we did this earlier before the show started,
No.
and I was like totally off.
I think
mint.
this is. I think that's black pepper. I think that's black pepper.
I can see that.
This is black pepper.
We did black pepper before the show.
Oh, it is.
It's black pepper.
Yeah.
Once you can picture
Yeah.
it,
So it knew some sort of
go smell black.
Yeah, so that's and
What's
that's
up,
the thing.
Chris?
Yeah, pick up your spices and black pepper in your, like, just like that.
That's what it's black pepper.
Yeah.
It's like,
So if you think about
I'm not gonna cheat and look at these numbers.
yeah, the olfactor.
No, for real.
Your olfactor nerves are actually in your sinus cavity. They're not on your tongue where you would think it would be. You get sugar in the front, salt on the side, bitter behind that, or bitter all the way back, and you get salt and sour on the sides of your palate, umami in the center. And so
Tastes like pepper oil.
it tastes like oil. That's it. But so we'll talk about the importance of retrohaling.
Are we gonna talk about cigars the whole show long?
Oh, we don't have to. I mean, there are some essential questions that we have to ask our guests.
In this,
I've never been great at this.
woody. That's
I know when I've
woody.
tasted something before, but I'm not great at putting it in.
It's wild when you can't see the object.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
I'm getting either like a woodiness or like mushroom.
This is the one I thought was leather, and it's not.
You know what it is, right?
No, I forgot.
That's oak. I think that's
I
Yes,
can
okay.
definitely see that.
Yeah, I think that's oak.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This
We're watching us smell our fingers.
this segment is called Watch Us Smell
Smell
Stuff.
smell my fingers.
Brandon is good at this.
Well, so now, full disclosure, when I lost my smell for 9 months, I was using this as practice on some of these things. So there are a lot of things that if we step out of this realm, and there are some that there's no way I'm picking it up. There are some in there that there's no way I can get it. But it's really interesting and fun to do. But the question is, what are some of the different flavors that we can get out of cigars? Because you don't want to just go grab a bunch of spices and be smelling paprika and stuff. So what are some other smells? We've run through oak, we've got leather, there's, I'm sure, coffee. What are some particular smells and flavor notes that you pick up in cigars that might be worth having someone go on and practicing their palate for?
For me, typically a fuller bodied cigar,
Nuts.
you're getting
Yeah.
nutty.
typically, this is kind of weird, but when I taste a cigar, I'll see things that are kind of in a color wheel versus a specific flavor that kind of dials me in.
This is the one I thought was chocolate.
Oh,
See, I thought it was
is.
chocolate too, but I think it's coffee.
What was it?
It's
It smells like milk chocolate, but I
It's
got
not
tricked
chocolate.
into chocolate.
Get the chocolate one and that dead on
I
chocolate.
could see coffee for that. I don't.
yeah, you're right.
Oh, shit.
It's vanilla.
That's
Oh,
coffee.
is it?
It's coffee.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So that proves right here that we're basically experts.
Yeah, we're down to sewers.
Yeah,
One
so
of us has sort of been right, at least
Yeah.
half the time.
So so we actually we've got some stuff. I asked for some notes that people pick up: tobacco, leather.
What Dave was saying with the first one, floral. You
Floral.
definitely get some floral.
That's
notes.
Sean Rad's serious floral out of the Aladino Cameroon. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But now Sam comes in, and for me personally, this is more of a texture and body than it has to do with a taste, but creamy.
Yeah.
Something creamy to me is more texture.
I agree.
Because that billowy.
Just a thick smoke, kind of coats your palate.
Yeah.
Where you got there?
definitely. Now here's what's going through with this. It could be vanilla, but I think it's chocolate.
That's chocolate.
It's definitely chocolate. Vanilla.
Oh yeah, that's
vanilla.
Oaxaca. That's out of the north of Oaxaca.
Here's the bullshit.
It smells like a C's chocolate sucker tastes. Smells exactly like that tastes.
Okay,
You know
so
what? It smelled like a
14 was chocolate.
There you go. Yeah.
so Chris is coming in saying if you smell some on your arm after, it will reset your olfactory. Is that? I didn't understand most of that English right there, unless you guys.
It's
picked that up.
basically using your own scent as a palate cleanser. Is the idea behind it. You spray
Oh,
it
really?
on your arm and it resets your palate.
On
because
this segment, we just
you're
told
stabbing
ourselves.
yourself. Yeah. I've heard that before.
I could see leather with that.
I think it's leather.
I think we.
This is a really cool kit. It's so much fun.
and it's only about $350.
It is.
That's the same one we already did.
What
No,
number is
it's
that?
not.
No,
17.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
oak.
so that's
17. That's oak.
Is that the one we
That's
did?
oak. I already
That
grabbed
was
it.
that was that
Yeah.
floral one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, so we'll come back to smelling other things and making everyone watch us here. In just
we're
a
missing
second.
one. Do you have one out?
Yeah, right here. I've got one here.
Number 15.
Well, Dave's gonna
Oh.
get it this time. He just looked at the list.
Whoa, that's different.
Yeah. So while they're sniffing away, when I smoke a cigar, I see things kind of in a color spectrum. So
That's
I'll see
so-
things from the lighter spectrum will be in the light yellows to orange to dark orange to then I start getting into the browns and the dark browns and the blacks.
I know this isn't one there, but tell me it doesn't smell like butter popcorn.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Tell me that smells like
That's
butter
my
popcorn.
favorite.
The jelly bean? Oh, those are the best, aren't they?
I have not met anyone
Oh,
who
what is
likes
that?
those.
Oh no, those are my favorites. Like warm. Oh,
I mean that
I
makes
love it.
sense. It's not butter popcorn, but it makes sense. What you're coming up with.
Really?
Now that you said that though, I'm gonna smell it.
But butter popcorn is immediately what I got.
I don't get butter popcorn, but it's sweet for sure.
If you smell, just not under the arm. Yes, Chris Coulter said just don't smell under your
So
arm.
not like that,
Yeah.
but okay, that's probably.
I get the butter popcorn
Butterscotch.
for sure.
Butterscotch? What is it?
Caramel.
Okay.
Same shit.
Same
So that's salty. It's that salty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see I wouldn't have thought it was caramel. But
Yeah.
and now I can see it. So what's really important is there are a number, if you just want to read off a number of what those are, this kit is based around cigars, so these are some things that you can grab and smell them and start bringing that out of your...
I want to do this just because it should send everybody for a tailspin. No.
You are going to smell like a French whorehouse.
No, it's...
He already does. Let's be real.
And here's the thing, there's one cigar on the market that lives with this particular flavor.
Oh, I already know what this is.
Interesting.
I can tell you what this is right now.
How many letters?
ADO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I like that.
So Avo cigars are notorious for fresh cut grass.
Just fresh.
We all smell each other's fingers? Jake, come here. I got something ready to smell. Yeah, we already did. You're late, bud. The kit works great with
Adrian rushed in from the bathroom just before the
There's
show
a different
started.
kit for whiskey though.
You're right.
They make different kits for different copies.
Yeah. But a lot of these really do.
Overlap.
Yeah.
A lot. Absolutely.
Which is wild because you have something completely different in whiskey versus just raw tobacco leaves, and you're starting to get some of the similar chocolate and all that.
Yeah.
I'm going further up my arm.
You're gonna run out of real estate here pretty soon.
Just switch to the other arm.
So Dustin is chiming in saying he eats the buttered buttered popcorn jelly beans and the blueberry, and it tastes like a blueberry muffin. I have a
Imagine
feeling.
that, and then the Grand Poema.
Oh my god. That needs to be on a Dare to Pair. It's jelly beans.
Yeah.
But the good jelly beans, not the regular bullshit. I'm talking the good jelly.
And not the ones that taste like dirty gym socks and stuff either.
Not
no,
cool either.
No.
Dave looks like the first time his first day working at Macy's.
When you walk in the pillars and get sprayed, yeah.
Buy this, I make commission. Yeah,
Hang on.
that's commonly found in a little bit heavier cigar.
Is it?
It's sweeter than what it is in a heavier cigar. But
This almost takes me to like cologne.
It's not something I would want to taste in a cigar.
I was thinking that too.
But it's almost sour.
It's very common.
It's sour.
It is a term that's commonly used when people are describing cigars.
Earth. Yeah.
Earthy.
So
Yeah.
it's we think about
Smell
the
of
smell of dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like mud.
Like that, yeah.
Muddy,
It's like a Padron.
wet dirt. Yeah.
Right? A Padron, especially a Padron Maduro, is very earthy. And it's not necessarily super dirty, but it's... Yeah,
Is
that
there
makes sense.
Anise or black licorice in
Yeah.
there?
Oh, Sean Ratz is coming in with a question here. Noah Kirby doesn't even look like the Noah Kirby I have known. Are you getting a girlfriend or something?
No, I'm not.
You got a haircut.
I got a haircut. That was a few
That
months
was a
ago.
while ago. Yeah, JD, what's happening?
This is not my favorite.
That's all right.
at all.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Easy. Oh my god, it'd be like anise. I don't like that smell.
Okay, so...
I love black licorice.
I don't.
Oh,
Is
that's
that what it
so
is?
good.
Right?
No,
No.
you know what? That's
Smell
a
that
true
shit.
libertarian like that.
Damn right.
No, I'm way out. I'm way out.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are serial killers and baby dippers.
Yeah.
That's so good.
If you want something earthy, eat some beets.
I
All
know
right,
a
so
cocktail
We did that once when I worked in corporate.
tasted just like that song.
We used to get snacks for the guys coding and stuff, right? So they go to Costco, bring a bunch of shit, and the guys brought back organic beets, and they were individually, like in individual packets and stuff. I never tasted a fresh beet. Took a bite of that shit.
Disgusting.
Earthy, like muddy, dirty.
Have you had pickled beets though?
That's different.
That's the real deal.
That's
So
different.
I don't like
Try that.
pickled anything.
Yeah, then you wouldn't like it.
I've tried pickled beets. I haven't had
Anything?
Oh, it was gross. It was terrible.
I touched that licorice on my nose, and boy, that was an issue. I'm just gonna stick this right on there.
Yeah, rub the ash on your
I definitely am getting now notes of Frank Moore with this thing. 'Cause I hold these cigars up. I got 14 different notes on
Okay,
it.
so here's the question: is who wins the Nelson?
We got to 30.
No, we didn't. But I'm still
Well,
gonna
then
give
no
away
way.
in hopes that somebody. Then we need to take this notch. So help us out. I'm just giving this goodwill to the universe. A slightly used ashtray that's smoked by himself. I'm curious, who wants this thing and who deserves it? Who do you think?
Looking back through the comments, I see Tomacheski.
I was
know,
gonna say
Frank's coming in
Frank
hard.
and Sean are probably up there. I don't know if Sean's
Frank is kind of winning in my.
Nuskin's a big winner too.
Frank is like.
Who do you think?
I'm checking comments still.
Check the comments. Just start dropping them in. This is the right time to drop a comment.
So here's a question.
Frank says
I don't
Frank
know.
deserves it.
I don't know how to answer. I mean, I'll throw this out there so you guys can answer the question. But one of the things are
What's up, William?
people want to know how do they pick out flavors. So what is the as you're smoking a cigar? What are different ways to pick out flavors?
First and foremost, if your mission is to pick out flavors, accept the fact that you might not. I think if your mindset is right, you won't force it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to, it becomes a frustrating pursuit, in my opinion. And because of that, I have stopped worrying about the flavors and being more objective with the sensations.
The experience.
I'll volley that back to you guys because I don't want to get this off of topic here. But for me, it is the right mindset at the beginning of just starting to realize that there are some objects that I want to start to identify. To start figuring out, okay, what does chocolate look like and smell like? So I basically set myself up ahead of time.
Yeah. What do you think, Noah? I mean, just as you're smoking a cigar, I think the first thing that I do is when I take a pull of a cigar, does it not offend me?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of pepper. So a lot of times, a lot of cigar manufacturers will front load a cigar with the very tip of the leaf. As they're rolling that cigar, they'll break that tip off and where most of the flavor is at is in that point of the leaf. They'll tip that out and they'll front load the front of the cigar with that. And a lot of times that delivers this pepper out of the gate. And sometimes I have the patience to ride it out, because once you get about an inch in, one or two things are going to happen. They either sent that spicy tobacco all the way through, or it's going to fall off the cliff and it's going to let you finish the ride out without really attacking.
But you are talking objective. You are talking sensations. You're not
more
necessarily-
sensation than I am flavor.
Yeah, you're not looking for anything in particular. You're just looking for a cigar that you're going to enjoy smoking.
Frank, I made the executive decision. This is yours.
Wow.
If we get to 30 viewers, I've got another one sitting right there. That's got someone else's name on it. Frank,
We're 25.
we're
Close.
we can
We're
get there.
close.
We
Let's
can
do
get
it.
there.
Let's get somebody else another one of these too then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what, Pops, I'm with you. I don't like pepper, but for me, the easiest way to sound like a dickhead is to talk about all the flavor notes, and it's got this creamy, it is not a way to impress your friends who don't know anything. It might be okay for us who are sitting around who may know it. It's like, oh, I taste this. But in all honesty, when we're talking cigars, I talk much more about the experience.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's got this, I love the way that it lays over, and it's got this intensity, but it's well put together. To me, that's what
I look for stuff that's going to kind of entertain my entire palate. I smoked a cigar the other night that the back right side of my palate, about the size of a quarter, was the only thing that got any attention. Everything else was nothing. but in the back corner of my palate, I got this little spice that just sat
You're
there.
26. I think we can get there, guys. I think we can get there. Start tagging your friends. Start tagging them all.
everybody.
Just tag them all.
So that's one thing. The other thing too is to go back to answering the question. The as we mentioned, your palate, your tongue is not really what's getting flavor, and the way to appreciate that is to take something like a glass of orange juice
27.
and take a drink of orange juice.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get
It's
it.
happening.
The kids more excited than learning about what.
I already know this shit.
Okay, so they know.
At 28.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
go.
It's a big day. If you take a glass of orange juice and you drink it and you hold your breath, you'll feel the acidity, but you don't actually get that orange flavor until you swallow it, which will then push some of that air back in through your nose, and then the connection happens with the orange. So that's where the importance of retrohaling is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Retrohaling, and everybody that's
This is gonna
we
work.
got Brandon's over
All we
here
had
just
to do was
geeking out.
bribe people.
I know.
Who knew it was that easy?
All right, whoever. Once that hits 30, we're giving one of these things away for sure.
So
31. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
All right.
Okay, the next
Let's
person
go.
to comment, "Good day, mate," wins a Nelson.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see who
I
it
thought you
is.
said Frank gets it within 30.
Frank already got that one.
Oh.
We did it.
30 was for the second giveaway.
Gary Morris is
Who's
one.
got the good day, mate?
Good day, mate.
Who's got it? Who's got it? I look for a cigar that makes my mouth water just thinking about it, like it goes on.
Sean Rats.
All right,
Sean
Sean
Rats.
Rats. Good.
There you go.
I'm so proud of all of you.
Okay, mate.
We did it. All right.
And we're back down to 25.
Keep
I don't
sharing.
care. I don't care.
Keep sharing away.
Oh,
I agree.
I'll put it in your
Well,
locker,
the
Sean
reason
Rats.
for it is people signed into the show for a split second and went, these dickheads are just coming.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
learn on
Rudy,
Sesame Street.
I don't do this for them. I do this for me.
So
I agree with
if we
you.
can go back to an education moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
Retrohaling is the function of taking smoke in, ideally cooler smoke, let that smoke come on your palate, release it, and then the last 10% or so push it through your nose. That's one way. The other way is what Brandon just did with it, which is an external retrohale, and that is a pull, letting the smoke go up slowly in front of your nose and just pulling a little bit of that in. The other night I was smoking a cigar. We now know it's oak, but I swore to God, when I took a puff on this cigar and a little bit of that smoke went in front of me, I literally stopped the conversation and went, holy shit, I just got buttered popcorn like it's nobody's.
Oh, when we were doing the round table.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I'm getting buttered
So
popcorn.
check this out. Here's what cigar that was. That is an ICC exclusive by Luciano from his private reserve. 150 cigars will exist.
190. We'll have
190. We'll have 190. It's going to wear our band, and I've got a really cool idea on that band. But it's 100% Peruvian.
Yes. And
It's ugly as shit, but it is butter popcorn.
Buttered
It is
popcorn.
rich and smooth, a little bit salty. It's just fantastic. Cool little. It's kind of like a Corona Gorda. It's like a 46, but
It's almost a Lonsdale.
it's like a 46 by 6.
Yep.
Okay.
And it is
Sounds
Luciano's
so-
blend. It's his personal cigar, and he wanted us to have that cigar. There's 190 that remain on the planet. There were only 500 made, and we will have it soon. In fact, I ordered it today.
And
Nice.
so I'm working with. We might not have labels on these ones because we got to get these into people's hands. They're too good to sit on. We'll talk about it. But
Yeah,
just
it
watch.
doesn't need a label.
It's not going to last long.
It's so good it speaks for itself.
I call bullshit on Jake's comment.
I do too. I didn't see
Sorry.
it, but I agree.
He said that it had the same note. Now, when he was saying it didn't taste like butter popcorn, he said it just tasted like popcorn. He distinctly said
Yeah.
it doesn't taste buttered. It just tastes
That's
like
right,
popcorn.
yeah. He did make that comment, yeah.
Yep.
And it's just, it is a weird thing. And honestly, my biggest note when we start talking about flavors is don't worry about if you can't get it, if you don't taste it. Most of the time, unless we're talking about it, I'm not worried about
Do
it.
you
Yeah.
like it or do you not?
Yeah, I mean,
That's the best
where
way
do you
to
do it.
sit? Do you pick up the flavors? Do you run through it? Where are you at, Adrian?
Yeah, I typically do. I'll pick up my own flavors. However, because however, the way that my mind works, when you say you get these flavors, a trigger sensation, I'll automatically pick that up and I'll be like, oh, yes, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of the things that we will do at ICC. If you want to come in, and it's a Saturday afternoon, Brandon and I are here, or any of the boys, we'll sit down and have the same cigar with you that you're smoking. And we'll go through that, and we may identify a couple of the notes that in some cases, and we've talked about this back when we were originally doing Cigar 101s, in some cases there are flavors that, because it's kind of clouded with the smoke, the taste of tobacco, if we can wade through that and pull a couple of different flavors or a couple of different notes out, I always liken it to, if you gave a kid an orange their entire life but didn't tell them what it was, they would know the flavor, but their brain hasn't connected the dot.
Yeah.
So if we're smoking with you and all of a sudden we're going, I'm getting a ton of cedar, or I'm getting a ton of oakiness, or I'm getting, black pepper, red pepper, white pepper, whatever. In some cases people are getting that, they just haven't connected the dot. What that flavor is that's being joined with the tobacco, I just need to know in my brain what that is, and then they can connect that dot. And I think as time has gone on, I've noticed there's certain notes that when I take a first pull on it, I'm so satisfied.
Yes.
There is Cochon Blanc, an Atabey, some of the cigars, the Banquier, I get this warm, I get this caramel, I get this just kind of warmness, this little bit of tingle that would be citrusy, and I get that, and I'm like, I'm gonna like this cigar. It's not offensive. We smoked some cigars from TPE that they weren't offensive, they pissed me off because they were so bad.
Yep.
I mean, bad as far as what I like. Somebody might like that cigar,
But
and I have a feeling it was only the
And they're
blender.
wrong.
I think the blender was the only one that liked that cigar.
Well, yeah.
But
I'm with you. And that's why when we're up front and I light the cigar and I know we've gone through the process and I know it's the right cigar for him, that's selfishly why I like having an active sales floor, because we can light it, we can finish, and we light, and you see that first moment of, ooh, this is good.
Yeah.
It gets better.
I love
that
I
moment.
love it when somebody takes a puff on something. Particularly, it's the first time they've ever had a cigar. Have you ever had a Pichardo Classico Maduro?
I don't think so.
So it's just, what do you think of that cigar?
I like it.
It's
And I got some
Super.
spice on the front, like you were talking about, and then it mellowed out after that. It
well,
really caught my
it's
attention.
because it's a shaggy foot.
Yeah.
So there's no wrapper for the first 3/4 of an inch, and now you're hitting the wrapper.
Yep.
And it just
It brings
completed
the
the
flavors
picture.
together. Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys something. Based on Luciano, what do you think the wrapper does? What do you think the role of the wrapper leaf is on a cigar?
I'll tell you my experience. When I pick up a cigar, my experience begins with the look, the feel, whether it's pop press, box press, or regular type the roll. That's where my experience starts, and I don't know if that has to do with the.
Well, for you, that's actually why I asked that, because I want to see what a wrapper does for you. For you, it's a stance.
At the
Right
beginning.
at the beginning.
Initially,
Yeah.
I think it is for anybody.
Mhm.
Like, you look at a cigar before you smoke it.
People get that. I think people have. There's this misconception in the cigar business that dark means strong,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't. And there are some very dark cigars that are actually pretty mild, medium-ish cigars.
Yeah.
And then there are some cigars, like the Pichardo Connecticut, that's fuller bodied than that.
Right.
So normally we're conditioned to say Connecticut, no flavor, it's super light, things like that, where it's the opposite. A Crux Epicure. Just, that cigar to me is just, when you pull that cigar in, it just has this beautiful nuttiness, this beautiful cedar. It just comes in, there's no heavy oil. The one thing that these guys that smoke these cigars that are so oily that you just can help, but in this kit, it's called medicinal. But sometimes it tastes like a
shit.
To me, it tastes like
Can I
a
smell
paint.
Yeah, smell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
that.
smell that.
Pull that thing out. Because now I asked that question, and I have another question for you here in a second. But I asked the question because I always thought the wrapper leaf. If you want to see him, give bitch face. That's the one. That's the note. I always thought the wrapper leaf added flavor. I thought its whole purpose was to add flavor to a blend that maybe has the strength but no flavor. It's complete. I'm out.
What is this?
Medicinal. Here's the true reason a wrapper is on the top. The wrapper is there to mellow out the flavor. Okay. Case in point with this Pachardo, it starts off spicy.
Yeah, very.
Right?
It caught my attention.
Because you're
when
getting
I
binder
looked up.
filler.
I'm like,
You're
wow,
getting binder
okay.
filler, but then when you get to the wrapper, it rounds it out.
Yeah,
it
absolutely,
smooths it out.
absolutely.
It adds to the flavor complex.
Where's your rag? So you can do the whole fucking thing.
I mean, I can do that. Stick
Yeah,
around if you want to see a
yes,
dirty joke here. I
yeah.
got one for you in a second.
Yeah.
My question over to you is, you're smoking what will become one of my favorite cigars ever, is just German engineered cigars.
It's smoking so good.
What do you think of it so far?
I love it.
And that's dry as shit.
And which it's fine. It's still smoking good.
The burn line's great.
I was a big fan of the Zulu when y'all brought that in. So it's very, very reminiscent to that, but a little bit more flavorful
Yes.
and very smoky. I'm a fan of smokiness. So what causes the smokiness?
Oil.
But it's not an oily wrapper.
No, but it's an oily binder filler.
Got it.
It's really cool what they've done. And there's the new one is called Brown Sight, which is from space. And it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. But underneath there, you have a little bit of Costa Rican, but where they have the Ligero is Jalapa Valley, really sweet, right? And then they have some Dominican Piloto Cubano, which has got that depth, that elegance.
Yeah.
So imagine a cigar that's smooth and elegant like a Terre Blanche, that has the sweetness of a Bolin Bear,
Yeah.
but comes with just a little bit of extra, like the house stick has Piloto Cubano in it.
Yeah.
So imagine all that coming together. These guys
When
are
are we getting those then?
soon.
Okay, I'm excited.
I have
It
a
sounds
good-
amazing.
We had a cool car. We had a cool call with two
Come on,
owners,
this way.
and
Yeah.
it was interesting to hear them continue to refer to things as we do it the German way. We do it the German way. This is the German way, and it was which I think just extremely high quality when I think about that. But very excited about the German engineered cigars. Yeah.
I mean, the whole line. And the other one is called Raschvergnügen, which is the smoking pleasure, that's how it translates. And then that's the no namen, no name, because they want you to smoke the cigar, not the label.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. When you gave it to me, it was wrapped, and of course in cellophane, but I could not see the label. You can't see the label from here.
I can't see the label from here.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Sean Ratz says this perfectly. The German way, overly complicated, well engineered, can't work on it. That's a guy.
I made a point in talking to these guys from German Engineer. I said, you know, the German way is to take a part in the motor of a German car, but run all of the wiring back through the trunk, underneath the exhaust, around the gas tank, and back up to the front of the car.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is just like a short connection.
Okay.
They got to go loop this summit all the way around.
So I just got a new window switch, which isn't here on the window. It's actually in the center console, the other 928. And the window switch is part of the center console. So I buy the window switch from Sean Ratz or from 928 or us, and I see there's this long cable, and I was like, the fuck is this? I just need a switch. So what you have to do is take off the side panel, lift the thing, pop the thing out, and then run the cable all the way to underneath the dash to plug in the window.
We can't just do this 2 inches apart.
No.
It's got to be. It's got to be a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me that those guys work. They built the cars, they sell them at cost, and then they count on the service.
What's up, Tyler, Morton? What's happening? Law Trooper, Samson.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So hey, if you and let us know if you're coming in from someplace other than Dallas. We have a lot of Dallas folks, a lot of regulars in here. Let us know where you're coming in from. We'll say good evening to you in your native tongue.
Or good day.
Or good day. It just depends on where you're at.
Yeah. No, but Trader, those are German engineered cigars. They are set to launch. It's probably going to be a month before they're actually launched because I'm nerded out about it and the whole production.
We're not selling them when we get it.
No.
Oh.
And there's going to be video production that's set. There's going to be a lot of things that are happening, so we're going to launch these the right way. It's only going to be probably 2 lines that we launch this year. And this is going to be a line that is a staple in the lounge. I'm convinced of it. So we're going to launch it right. We're going to give them their respect. And in all honesty, this. And the other one, the blue label, the Rauschbeck Nougat, is twice as flavorful as that.
It's like a palate cleanser. So going back to
Super clean.
like an Advent, right? When we first smoked those, it's like it almost cleanses your palate, and you don't get that tobacco,
The Fiat Lux does that for me.
Yeah, I just smoked that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Getting the flavor again for the first time every draw you take on it. It's great.
And Sean Ratz, I know you're in on these cigars, and you're going to be even more in on these cigars when you figure out that the Rauschbeck Nougat was developed to give you the experience of driving on the Nürburgring.
Yeah. So Evan Hurst is coming into us, of course, from Hannibal, Missouri, and he said, "What is the best cut for a box press?"
it is straight.
I'm a V cut going on box press.
I do straight
not at an
cuts
angle, but
also.
across.
Yeah, I'm on the straight cut.
I will say it goes either way that you want it to go. I mean, ultimately it's how you want. But I've straight cut everything recently, and I'm much happier with it.
Yeah.
So I think I know why.
I cut torpedoes though. I don't know why.
I cut torpedoes on.
At the end.
You know what? Yeah, I learned that from you.
I moved away from that.
Did you?
I moved away from that. I've gone straight because here's what I found out: the guys who love V cuts are the same guys that 6 weeks ago told me how fast they can smoke a cigar. Right? So I think what the V cut does is it changes somebody's mind because if there's a speed bump, it slows them down so they get more flavor. So with a straight cut, it allows me to be more disciplined with my draw. I get more flavor, and I get all of the.
That's. Let's go back to the tip of the day, which is something that Darren Joffe, the owner of Principal Cigars, taught us, which is heat kills flavor. So guys that huff and puff and get that ember bright red, and it just get that cigar hot, and you're feeling it, you're not tasting it. Just long, very slow, methodical draws, and just let that come in. And you don't have to do 100% pull every time you take a draw. A 50, 60% pull. You don't have to have this big bellowing thing of cluster of smoke coming out. If it's a small amount, it's a small amount. But man, when it's slow, it takes your brain about 2 seconds to realize something is coming in on your palate. Give your palate time to give your mind a chance to catch up. And if you want to taste flavor in a cigar, slow down. It makes all the difference in the world.
I don't know if you guys do this, but for me, if I want to taste a cigar, or if I want to experience a cigar, I hold the smoke in my palate for a minimum of 2 seconds.
Oh,
I bring
yeah,
it in,
absolutely.
and I
Let
pay
it linger.
attention. Yeah.
Let
Does
it
it
linger.
light up? Does it flatten out? Does it lay on your palate? Like, that's so much more objective.
And then also, so that goes to the overall experience.
I think if we can with our cameras, let's show. This is one thing that you can do at home if you're smoking cigars. Is the objective of getting cool smoke and to see the impact of cool smoke. And the first thing to do is just take a traditional pull and pull it in at whatever speed and rate you want.
Yeah, feel it.
See, the whole front of my palate is tingling right now because I pulled it in.
Same.
Same cigar, We hold the cigar this way instead of this way, and we just pull up, and you do about a 50% pull. You literally can't feel the smoke in your mouth. You can't feel the smoke in your mouth, but you could almost retrohale that whole thing because now it's cooler. And that's something you can do right now.
Yeah,
it's one of the
totally
most demonstrable differences that you can get in a smoking experience.
This is the principal gold label Connecticut. This is as good as anything in the humidor. I gotta be honest.
I'm telling you right now, that cigar
it's so
is
good.
spectacular.
It's so good. Try this. It is just how much depth is in a Connecticut. It's so funny because if in your mind, and I want to talk about this, if in your mind you picture I'm a fast smoker, I'm a Maduro smoker, I'm a big full, I want pepper, I want that, I challenge you to smoke something lighter. Don't smoke something shittier, smoke something lighter. Because Jed is a perfect example. 3 weeks ago, the only thing he smoked was Cabinet Maduro No. 5s and Plasencia Almafuertes.
Right. Strong.
He is out there bragging up the Plasencia Cosecha 146. A natural.
Maybe the most mild.
He's smoking one right now.
It could be the most mild cigar in the humidor.
It's
Now,
let's bring it on.
what's interesting is, like sometimes I've had hot wings where it's like, it's unbearably hot, but I can't stop.
Pretty good,
Right?
Yeah.
That Cosecha 146 is it's mild, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept wanting to go get another one because it had depth, it had a lot of things going on, but there was nothing there that was taking my eye off the ball.
Yep.
So you'll hear the term balanced. That's a cigar that's balanced. That cigar is balanced. This cigar is balanced. And
Is that smoking good?
it's,
Okay, so we're at 184 comments. Let's give something away if we get to 200. And don't just type coffee, whatever.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Let's get something in, ask something, answer something. Let's get to 200 and we're gonna give something.
let's give away a 2-pack of the KBF Gold.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
2-pack KBF Golds.
Cigars and Guns t-shirt.
And this, for real?
Yeah.
All right, 16 comments and we're gonna
I need one
go
of those
Cigars and
too.
Guns t-shirt and we're also going 2-pack of this cigar. Tag up your friends, that's gonna be worth double.
We missed JP's comment where he talks about the V-cut, why he likes the V-cut.
Because he's wrong. No.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, but I just moved past it. You want to go ahead and read it?
No.
Okay, let's move forward.
Sean says, Jake, never stop being your brother.
Never stop being you, brother.
No,
Yeah.
oh, no,
You see his comment?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
He liked the V-cut comment because he's JP.
Oh, okay.
All right, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Dustin is coming in. I got a Cuatro Ligero custom blending aging from Edgar's Night at the Factory. Can't wait to try them again.
Make sure you're sitting down and
It's
at home.
But these things have so much age. I
Mellow
think
out.
it's gonna be
They
fun.
mellow it out a lot.
That cigar, that
Jim Russell Lewis?
root beer. For me, root beer.
Yeah. It was
And it
really-
tasted like root beer.
Yeah.
Not an experience, that's what it tasted like.
Yeah. How much of it was the flavor of root beer versus how creamy that cigar was? That smoke had no bitterness at all. And that's one of the things that you get with a nice aged, when you get
So
good aged tobacco,
smooth.
is it's clean on your palate. Your mouth doesn't taste like an ashtray when it's done.
Yeah.
Man, I love that.
Chris Coulter, good on you, mate. That's exactly right. Can't pass up the chance for a Cigars and Guns t-shirt. That's, yeah, badass. We're at
Okay, so-
190. We're at 190.
So let's stop for a second and let's ask Noah,
Oh my
our
God.
guest of the night.
Yeah.
Question number 1 of 3.
Okay.
There is no right or wrong answer.
Well,
Well, according to you, there is.
So
So question number 1, Sasquatch, does he exist?
Yes.
Have you had an experience?
last
No.
time we were on the show.
No.
No. But I know somebody who I trust.
We all know
and I
this person.
believe
He's been on the
that
show.
it exists.
Same
Yeah.
mentality that Pops has.
Absolutely. I
But-
listened to a different podcast he was on one time. He made some very convincing arguments.
Did he really?
Told about a story where he got one to tag itself. He put a transmitter on some cockleburs like 6 or 8 feet up in the
Never heard
air.
that story.
So there were no other mammals that were tall enough to be able to pass through that gap and
How
get
tall?
that stuff
Because
in their fur.
Have you seen Andrew and Nate?
I don't think they're out there running those trails. I don't think
That
they're
in and
running
of
those
itself
trails.
is like, you know, that
Yeah.
they do exist.
With how tall they were, though,
Yeah.
they would need hair to be able to get that
Oh,
stuck in them.
shit.
And they don't have that going on.
Damn.
So,
Well.
yeah, they ended
Wow.
up sending a
Wow.
plane up in the
Yeah.
air and
A
tracking.
plane? How much money do these motherfuckers?
I don't know. They had a little 2-person deal. They were tracking the signals
You can, hey,
to be able to
you
get.
shoot that
Yeah,
thing, you can pay for the plane.
absolutely.
If you drag that son of a bitch back to
But they
town,
didn't shoot it, so I don't know how they're trying to pay for it now.
No
They're
bones,
in
no
trouble.
shit, I'm out.
That's right.
That's
But
what I'm thinking.
I want to go out looking for Sasquatch with Mark.
we'll go out with Mark's putting together a crew. He's going
This
heavily
spring,
over.
I'm in.
The spring, we'll
I'm
put it
in.
together.
Absolutely.
We had one scheduled for, I don't know, like, guys flipped out because it's going to be too cold and all this thing. But we're going to wait for spring. We're going to make a trip out there, hang out. There's a cabin. And
I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
wait.
Just let me know in
Yeah.
advance. I'll get
Yeah.
off of work if I can. I'm
God, I hope something
I
does
wanna find
a
one.
friggin' rocket you when you're sitting out
Where's-
there.
I hope so too.
I just,
I will name the
my
species after you
dream
if
is
we
for
get back a specimen.
No, if I
If I
shoot
do
it
that.
instead, it's coming back stuff in front of the ICC in the lobby.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
oh, just waving like this.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
so there's a question in here that I haven't answered, my biased answer. Evan Hurst puts it in because Chris Coulter was talking about how he cuts his cigars. He punches about 50%. Now, Evan says, when do you punch cut?
I don't.
I don't
punch cut anymore.
Mine is
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Mine is never. I never have a reason to punch cut.
No.
Never. And the reason is, one, I can always get better flow by doing a factory cut by pulling the cap off.
Yeah.
One. Two, why would you?
200.
My thought is
Yeah.
200. You got it? Nice. So we have this. You're creating a funnel for the oils, especially Chris. I think smokes bigger, fuller cigars. I don't want something that's bitter at the end. I don't want to pull in all
yeah,
these
you're,
oils.
everything is coming to that point.
And
And
if-
you have a chance to get the oil to coagulate.
Yeah, as soon as your tongue touches that, the cigar is ruined.
Yes, I agree.
And I've had that
That's not your battery
experience.
stuff.
Yeah.
With that said, that's not us saying you're doing it wrong. You cut the cigar, you smoke whatever cigar you want. It's completely up to you. However, JP comes in with a valid point. The duck bill on a Chapter 1, Chapter 2 LFD to do a
Oh,
lot
I know
of
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're
I
I
talking,
see.
smoked that shit. I was like, pop it,
Yeah.
straight cut.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
happening here?
So
I didn't like that cigar when it first
when you're
came out.
talking about how hard you draw on a cigar, and when you smoke it slower and cooler, you get more flavor out of it. If you're good at smoking slowly, you can probably get away with a punch. You're not going to be drawing on it heavily enough to be sucking the oils through it all the
Yeah.
time.
And if-
I'm not good enough to do that. I end up drawing the oils through.
So
and
what's
it
our-
doesn't work for me? But
we
if
got
you
to-
can do it. That's awesome.
We got to over 200 comments. So what's the trigger point for someone to win?
I think it was the last comment. It might have been Evan Hurst with the punch.
Were we
cut
going for
question.
number 200 was the winner?
I think
or
he was
we
at
just-
200.
Are we going to 200?
Oh, do you want to go?
Or do you want to make a trigger point for someone that comes in and they can win that Cigars and Guns T-shirt and the 2-pack
It
of?
was Evan's birthday yesterday.
Oh, Evan, it is.
Evan, it is.
Evan, you win.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
And
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
Also,
birthday.
yeah, we'll get that sent out. I'll package that up after this.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I say I'm looking down.
Well, at some point after this, he didn't say
That's
how
true,
quickly.
yeah. Not
Okay,
quite.
so should we get into question number 2?
Yeah.
Let's let it
Yeah.
fly.
Question number 2. I think I already know the answer to this. UFOs
Yeah.
exist or not?
Absolutely.
This is a triple
Have you
yes,
seen
dude.
No.
He's a triple yes, dude. He's a triple yes, and
There's no way that we're the only people, the only
triple
species
yes.
out there
That's different.
in the
I think
universe.
that's a different whole question.
With
Are
how-
they here?
hold on.
Actual
Yeah,
UFO.
no, I get that.
Unidentified object.
With how long the universe has existed, I think it would be foolish to believe that nobody's figured out how to travel around
I
through
get
the
it.
universe.
But with,
So-
with that technology that we have multi-million-dollar F-18,
And they're-
F-22 pilots in there, and then, oh, here's this UFO with grainy fucking potato footage.
Yeah, because they're billions of years ahead of us in, as far as technology goes.
I did see this.
I can take this and do 4K video. If I was in that pilot, I'd be like, zoom in and, oh shit, look at that.
portrait photo.
Yeah.
So I did
I'm
see
a
this.
triple yes. I don't know number 3, but
He's
I'm
a
in.
he's
Yeah,
triple yes.
I
and
get it, I get it.
He's triple yes.
So I saw a show last night where they dug down, I think it was 10 meters, it was in Russia. They dug down, no, I take that back, it was Transylvania.
Oh
I
shit.
remember
I
it was,
don't
it was the Dracula shit.
Yeah.
But they dug down like 10 meters. And they found 2 woolly mammoth bones,
What's 10 meters in?
33.
33 feet. Now,
America.
they find shit from like they find shit from the 1500s like a foot underground. So
Yeah.
that's no shit. So, but get this, they found this piece. It looks like a wedge. It has 2 holes in the base of it, so it almost looks like it would be a flap on something. And they carbon dated it to 40,000 years old, and it was aluminum. They didn't start making aluminum until the 1800s.
That's compelling.
And
that's
this,
evidence.
and I'll find the shit on it, but it's, they actually went to this place, they pulled the piece out, they showed the area where they scraped it to do the carbon dating. But it looked rough, except where they carved it down, it was aluminum. And they tested it, and it was aluminum.
I've watched Ancient Aliens too.
Okay, so Ollie is
That was not the
That was-
US. Yeah.
Ollie is hooked on Ancient Aliens. She's like, I fell asleep on the couch watching this dog shit. I'm not, you know, that's not.
That, but
that's
that
not
when they do that kind of testing, I kind of go, huh.
Yeah.
And
there might
it
be
was
something
it looked
there.
like a part that had two perfect holes in the back that looked like it would have been a flap on something. So
it was machined.
or
It
like a
was-
foot
yeah.
or something, you know, like the foot
It
of
was-
something that landed. So it was interesting, and it was sitting between 2 woolly mammoth bones. So that I thought was pretty
woolly
compelling.
mammoths are aliens.
No,
Oh,
but they were
okay.
probably shooting at the bitches because they thought they could eat them. They thought, bet we could smoke one of them bitches.
Alright,
So-
so go to number 3.
Number 3,
Yes.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Exist, not exist.
Well, yeah, sure.
Any experiences?
No.
Duh. That's it.
It's just a movie.
Alright, number
No.
4, we're moving on. I'm not
Yeah,
even
no,
moving.
that
Let's do
one,
part
I'm not convinced
It's-
on that one.
You can
but I'm
redeem
not
yourself
going to
from
rule
number
it
4.
out.
Number 4, how do you take your steak?
Medium rare.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Redeem.
Jesus Christ.
So he's got normal.
Correctly.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay.
No, so even like Kenny's Burger Joint. I go out, I order a burger, they ask how do you want it cooked, I say correctly. And they know, medium rare. That's right.
Did you
That's
see
how
him
it's
in here
supposed to be.
today?
Who?
Kenny was here.
Kenny was
No
sitting
way!
back here. I was sitting back here with Kenny.
Dude. Oh.
Yeah.
He's a great.
I'll tell you what. I will say from the depth of my heart, go to Kenny's restaurants and
They're
support
so good.
because not only are they tremendous and the value is unbelievable, but the guy couldn't be a nicer man. He is. That's so funny you said that. I thought you
That's
saw him
so
walking
good.
up.
No,
Yeah,
I had
that's
no
cool.
idea
Yeah.
he was here.
Kenny is one of the nicest guys on the planet.
But that's the place where I can order and say correctly and they know what I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
And he's
That's
cool
why I
because
said
he races cars.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He races
He
cars.
drives. He just drives a GT.
He just drives.
I
That's
don't want
it.
to race. I just want to go fast.
I'm probably going there tonight.
He said he shares it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
He said he shares this garage at ECR with 2 other guys that have tires and transmissions, everything all over. He said, all I have is a bottle of Windex and I go out and drive.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
I just can't wait to share some track time with that guy.
Yes.
Oh, what an
Awesome
tremendous
guy.
guy.
Yeah, go to Kenny's.
Without a doubt. What is the place Kenny has? It's Kenny's Burger Joint. He has 2 of them. He has Kenny's Pizza. He has Kenny's Italian wood fire grill. He had the barbecue joint.
Kenny's Italian is spectacular.
You know what's? And I told him that today, and I said, look, every time I see you, I always have a soft spot for you, because not only do I respect his business and him as a person, but when Ale left Mexico to come to the United States and left everything, the first place we ate was Kenny's Italian. I remember the table we sat at, and it was like this moment of change in my life.
Yeah.
It was like, that was a vector point in my life, and it was in his restaurant. And
That's
he just,
awesome.
how humble he was, and he is.
He's so appreciative that people like his food. You know, there are guys that are going, yeah, I know I make pretty damn good burgers, but he is so appreciative of people that enjoy his food.
If we do bring that next level experience we've speaking about, Kenny's the guy that we need to have part of this. It's
I don't even know what you're talking about, but yes, I'm in.
we'll just say it's a conversation that we had a few drinks in with Pablo, and who knows, this could be 10 years on the horizon, I don't know, but this would be something that doesn't exist in this world right now. This would be the one and only in the world that would exist like this.
So Sam is jumping in. As we know, Sam is nerds out on this stuff. But Sam says naturally occurring aluminum is rarer than platinum, but it happens. The only difference with the thing that I saw was it was clearly a part. It was a part of something. It had slots where it hinged.
So you're definitely a yes on that question.
Yeah, he's a yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a yes on the Bigfoot. He's a yes on spirits. Spirits, not ghosts. Or maybe
Spirits, yes. Ghosts, I gotta see it.
I'm with you. Yeah. And a yes on aliens.
Yeah.
So could the
And medium
ghosts
rare.
be the physical of the spirit?
It could be, but I just
You haven't seen it yet.
No, but I mean, I've seen the net result of a Bigfoot. But you guys will make fun of me.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, we're gonna
So my uncle, my
In
dad's
Nebraska.
my dad's uncle in Nebraska City, which is it's the home of the Arbor Day. It's
his
in the
dad.
forest.
His dad. So he
His
goes
uncle, so he was the sheriff. He told my dad, you guys gotta come down here. So we hopped in, went down to Nebraska City, and
What kind of car was it?
I don't know. But so we go down there, and he takes us out to this field that had watermelons in it, and there were these huge feet marks, but they stepped on the watermelon and it exploded. I mean, just, and I think it takes. I mean, I don't think Nate could step on a watermelon and make it just explode.
Catch us next week as Nate steps on a
I
watermelon.
know, I was like, as he drive, we need to get this on the
Yeah, but there was, I remember that. I remember because I got to bring watermelons home and they were great.
Oh,
No way.
That goes back to when you're tasting cigars. If you can
What?
relate it, if you can relate something to an experience that you had. I know that was totally random, but he remembers the experience of
Well,
stepping on
I
watermelons.
think about
If you can take a flavor and pinpoint it to something else that you've experienced, it can help
scent
you
is your
connect.
oldest memory trigger.
Yeah.
And when I first smelled the foot of an Atabay, it smelled exactly like my grandpa's pipe that I used to smell when I was a
There
little
you
kid.
go. Exactly.
And from that point on, I love that cigar.
yeah.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
just loved it.
It's your most direct connection to nostalgia.
Absolutely.
You have so many people, I'm new to cigars, but my grandpa just reminds me of my dad or my grandpa. And I think that is probably the longevity of cigars in the long run, is how we are creating. I know after I'm gone, Alessi, Elias, Leah, my grandkids are going to remember the smell of cigars, and it's going to be a direct connection of their life. Just like the reason why I don't smoke cigars in the Porsche is because when I get in the car, when I smell it,
It
the
has a
smell.
It brings you back.
And it brings me back to laying in the back, unbuckled,
Oh, yeah,
laying
of
in the back, you almost killing us,
Yeah.
listening to
Almost.
Freak Nasty to Dips.
Yep.
That's
We spun out on a bridge. It was like
He almost
400
died.
feet down.
Oh,
Oh,
literally
no, he
almost
came-
killed everybody.
No,
Okay.
legitimately. We were going to the airport to pick Begley up, and we took a left turn, and he opened it up. And you know how the 928 is shaped.
Yeah.
Well, you have one in the front and two laying down in the back. He would open the trunk, we'd lay in the back.
Who's we?
My brother and myself. And
Wait, you and who else?
Andrew Nathan.
That's 3.
So you have one in the
They were
front, two
kids.
laying in
Oh,
the
shit.
back.
That's how little they were.
We were.
But they just rolled around like I had a gallon of milk.
So that's the experience you like to go back to, is almost dying?
No,
That's cool.
I like the better parts.
Okay.
But I remember you opened the car up, and I remember seeing the bridge.
Well, we turned sideways and headed for the bridge. Then I stopped and I had to back up and do one of these things.
It was
Just straight it
serious.
back out and go.
How are you picking up Begley if the car's already full?
Because we
Well,
just
they
went
were
off
all
right.
3 of the little shits in the back.
Yeah.
And
They were
like-
small.
and
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pack them in. Yeah.
Seriously, no, it was
No.
so much of my life is in that. And I took Alessia on a daddy date the other day, and I put on all of the old music that we listened to, and we just drove. You have no idea what memories you're making right now. Like this, at some point, this car is going to one of the kids that I like the most, and you're gonna always have these memories.
So there's a competition now for you to like them the most, so they get the car.
100%. Alessia thinks she's gonna get it. I just don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Maybe the least skanky of the daughters will get it. Maybe my son will get it because he's a good driver. I don't know.
Grapey might give him the Ferrari, who knows?
Oh. Don't give that to Don't give that to Elias.
No, Elias will take that.
We've seen
straight
him already
in.
on his little electric car. Yeah.
Oh, he's a nut. He's a nut.
Yeah.
No, this is.
I need to go hang out at Frank's place and watch the shenanigans.
Come hang out at the house.
Yeah.
No, and Frank, so you can watch you.
Yeah, no, I'll just observe all that from afar.
Oh, it's a social experiment happening at Frank's house. Coming out to raise kids. Yeah, we got that.
Now, are there any other cigar-related things that we want to talk about?
There's a lot of cigars in this
Yeah, there is.
You cut one end, you light the other, you know.
Sit back and enjoy and have a
Yeah.
good conversation with
That's it.
what we had here.
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Well, let's end this on a high note.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Noah, you want to sign us off?
I guess so. Thank you everybody for showing up tonight and listening and being a part of this experience, asking your questions, getting us to talk about silly stuff we might not talk about otherwise. It's great being here. Appreciate you. And
That's right.
have a great night.
So look for us on Saturday night, Saturday at the shop. Of course, Thursday night, Queen Bee will be on. No Size Matters. It's just the show that never ends.
Yeah, let's keep cruising.